I guess this thing is on. Hi, everybody. Okay, so testing. Hopefully, everything's working all right. This is my debut, if you will. My name's Patricia, and I am with Puppet Uninterrupted. And I haven't been on any videos for probably two to 3 years. And so a lot has changed since I last made a video. So thank you everybody who is joining me. And if you aren't familiar with my previous videos, I left them on my channel, so they are they are in there. And if you go in and check me out, when I first started my journey, basically, um, it's been a long, interesting ride since then. So. Um, but there's three of them out there, I guess. And yeah, I've changed even a lot, even just since then. My life has been nonstop change, and it's like I'm playing catch up for all the years that I was trapped. So anyway, um, what I wanted to do, um, I have some notes here. I didn't want to follow a script, but I wanted to kind of stay on course. Um, I have discovered so much about myself, of course, in this whole thing. And one of the biggest things that has piqued my attention and my focus is, of course, the tarot. Tarot cards. I love tarot and oracle cards. I collect them. And I'm learning to read them. Of course, you're always learning. They're an ever-changing energy, and there's just so many aspects to every deck and every card and every situation that I mean, there's never just one set of answers. So anyway, I'm really into that, and astrology I wasn't really into for a while, but lately it seems like it's really, really important, and it, to me, feels like it's totally interconnected with the whole concept of my belief and how energy works in the universe and how we're all interconnected and all that good stuff. So, based on that idea, I have really also been embracing my Scorpio nature. I am a Scorpio. I am a big time Scorpio. Now, I am learning that I think where's my it says that I am a Virgo rising. So I'm like, okay, well, what's Virgo rising? And when I looked it up, it basically says that I take on a lot of Virgo energy in certain aspects of my life, and so I can be practical in some matters. Although Scorpio, big time water sign that I am, I do see those aspects in myself. And so just learning those little tidbits of, how energies work and um, how we were formed, I guess you could say, um, during a specific time when there were specific formations happening, and those energies from those planets and stars and just all that activity that's happening at the time, I can see how they are able to make an imprint on our psyche, on who we end up being. So it's all really deep and interesting, and I love this stuff a lot. So that's why I'm here. So based on the fact that I sorry, have embraced my Scorpio energy, my Scorpio everything. Um, One of the things, in this whole journey since I went to Oregon 5 years ago, Um, I realized that as I was learning and waking up and catching on to what was really going on and all that stuff, I also learned that once once we learn, that once we're given the opportunity to hear it and see it and know it, right? The knowledge, once we have access to the knowledge, right? We we have we have to pass it on. We have to pass the torch on to our fellow human beings. We cannot, once we know what the purpose is, what we're here to do, kind of, we have to follow a different path from there on out. Okay? It's really deep and intense, and I knew this when this was all happening. I knew this, and I started it, and that's where those first videos came from. And but because it was so fresh in my journey, I suppose that the universe wasn't done with me, as far as a few, um, you know, loose ends, I guess you could say, in my life, that I kind of had to backtrack and take care of. So for the last 5 years, I guess you could kind of say that that's what I've kind of been doing, is backtracking and tying up loose ends where I thought those were the most important people, situations in my life at the time, and they ended up to be, uh, wow, so not what I had originally thought, but because when your eyes, when you're able to see, um, things, yeah, it's just really weird. So I had to like work through, those loose ends, and I had to, tie them up and put them where they belonged, and that was in my past. When I left Oregon, I ended up back down in Southern California and, tied up a loose end there. It took me about a year to do it, and when I left there, I've come a long way, and I'm not talking just a long way like spiritually. I mean a long way geographically. I was in Southern California when I started out. I went to East Oregon and then went back over to the west side of Oregon and stayed there for about a year and a half, just under 2 years. Came back down to Southern California and stayed back down in Orange County for, about a year more, and tied up that loose end, and then trekked it over to where I'm at now, which is New Mexico. Yeah, hey, I'm in the outskirts of Albuquerque, and so far I really love it. And what's happened since I've been here about a year now, uh, I've even woken up even more. I've discovered things that I didn't know I had, or talents that had been suppressed when I was younger, and I didn't realize, what was going on. So we started painting rocks. Just a cute little nice thing to do. Friendship rocks, or kindness rocks to lay around for people to find. And wouldn't you know, I discovered that I could do that really well, and I had people were saying things and I didn't necessarily see it myself, and that's part of another part of my problem is I've been trying to learn to accept compliments and believe people when they say that I'm good at something because I've never been told that. So um, yeah, so there's been a lot of things that I've even every day I'm learning. I'm learning more and more about myself, about my past, about stupid ideas that I've had because I because they said so, and I was like, okay, just a lot of stuff. So anyway, what I'm here to actually do, obviously, as I said, we have to pass it on. We have to share it. So I am here to share what I know, which isn't really a heck of a lot, but hey, if five people explain the same thing, um, they're going to probably explain it five different ways, but one of those ways is going to resonate and make sense finally for someone that's like, that's what that was, right? That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do for people. I want to give them that light bulb. And if I could explain something the way I perceived it, or learned it, or understood it, maybe if I could explain it and they can understand it the way I say it, that's one more person passing on the light, passing on the torch to one more person. And that's really what we're all here to do. And so that's what I'm here to do. So ultimately, the whole idea, the whole concept, again, behind this is it's all about the energies. The energies in the universe, and that's what drives us. We're all part of it. It's all part of us. We're all connected. That's true whether it's you believe it or not, but we're all connected. Sorry, I had an itchy on my back. I want to be able to, in my videos, discuss how we're manifesting the things that we are in our own lives. I am no professor. I'm no physicist. I'm just a chick, right? I'm just a woman that has lived a life of very deep, intense kind of things, and it's once I was able to put all, they're like puzzle pieces, right? They were puzzle pieces, and I knew there was something going on. But it took me a hell of a long time to figure it all out. I mean, gosh darn it, I'm 58 now, and I just started to really, really, really grasp this stuff a few years ago. Okay, so never too old, right? It's important that we figure out what's really going on right now. I mean, there's something going on. If you guys don't feel it, you need to stop and shut everything out for a minute. You gotta listen and you gotta feel it. I didn't feel it. I was on the hamster wheel. I was on the hamster wheel since I was 15 and a half years old, and before that I was just a little puppet child, dancing around for whoever said dance. And yeah, so we don't want puppet people anymore. It's puppet uninterrupted here. We're cutting our strings here. Okay, we're taking control of our own lives. So one of the first things you have to do, get off the wheel. You gotta get off the wheel. You gotta stand firmly on the ground, not on pavement. You gotta stand in some grass or some dirt. You gotta stand on the ground, on the earth. You gotta listen. You gotta stop. You gotta pay attention. It's all going to be there. So that's what I want to do. I want to try to inspire people to do that every day. Um, every day, you need to be grateful. You need to tell the universe. You need to praise. You need to put it out into the ether. Okay, whatever you put out there is whirling and swirling around. The energy that you put into your words matters so much. So I want to be able to talk about that with people. I want to suggest for new viewers, because you're all new at this point, in order to help make this channel grow, like, subscribe, and share. Let's get an army of people on here. And what I would like to do is if you all could maybe put comments, suggestions. I want to answer questions. Do you have questions about, I don't know, I don't want to talk about politics or anything, but there's a lot of shit going on out there. There's a lot of negative stuff going on out there, and a lot of this awakening for me started right around the time a few years ago when the Me Too thing had first started. And that was my very first video, taking off my mask and raising my hand and saying, yeah, me too, right? So I want to be able to answer questions and take suggestions on different topics that we can address in any one of my videos. I love to address topics that are, not necessarily everybody's favorite topic. Politics, let's talk about politics. I'm not a side taker anymore. I'm not a label wearer. I don't like having to paste labels on me every time, raise this color flag for this or that color pill for that or whatever it is. I just don't play that game. I don't play that game. So, but yeah, let's give me topics, give me suggestions, give me likes, give me subscribes, right? We're going to talk about how we end up manifesting positive and negative things in our life, and how these things that are happening around us in the world, how that's all pertaining to the same kind of cause and effect as far as energy exchange is concerned, right? Let me see, what else? What I'm going to do regarding tarot cards and stuff, I want to pull cards. But I'm, going on the YouTube channels, there's a gazillion tarot readers out there. And there's nothing wrong with being a tarot reader. I mean, I want to be a tarot reader. But I want to do it for a slightly different reason than probably most of them. And I'm not downing any methods or practices or any other ways of how they're doing stuff. But this is how I believe, and this is what I think they're better suited for. Divination, I don't think is for necessarily, the way the media and TV and movies depict it as like fortune telling, and it's just silly nonsense. And it's not. Divination and divining principles are all based in physics, really. And look into, what's it called? The Global Coherence Initiative. Global Coherence Initiative. there are physicists that actually are involved in creating a whole network of um, um, receptors to be able to measure our energy. Okay, it's happening now. It's really happening, and I've actually been a part of it. And thank goodness for people like them. You know, the real scientists, right? They're really doing things to show that there's more out there than what we know, than what we see, right? Feel it. So, um, yeah, check that out. Global Coherence Initiative. I wanted to put a plug in for them. With all the tarot readers out there, I'm not into like competition. Real, don't deal well with it. But it's not about that. It's that again. I think that they're tools for perhaps a slightly, just a twist on what we're really talking about. Sure, we can talk about energies from loved ones or who's coming into our spectrum, who's coming into our area, who's coming towards us, things like that. Um, but that's all based on that same principle. And I, truthfully, um, there's plenty of them that can answer those questions for all of you. Okay, there's plenty of them, and I urge you to pick your favorites and subscribe to their channels because I watch them every day. I have my favorites too. But what I want to do here more so is use them as tools for us to focus on how to generate positive energy for ourselves so that we may serve others, so that we may pass it on to others. I don't want to focus on, does he or she love me? Will my finances improve? Because we're going to talk about manifesting, generally. But this is way bigger than me and you right now, right? I want it to be about the collective. It needs to start being focused now again on the collective because for the last few years it's been really oddly being separated like oil and water, man. And people are changing, and there's a lot of hostility out there, and we can't face hostility without preparation. And I think for me, I think I've been kind of preparing for stuff like this for my whole life, but more so a lot just like within these last few years. I think this is something that is necessary, and I think that there's a reason why I was guided there's always a reason, okay? So that's what I want to do. I mentioned the astrology thing, and I mentioned my being a Scorpio, right? But of course, everybody's welcome because we're all just puppets of this plane of existence, I guess you know. I want to talk about a lot of things. You're going to probably see me cry. You're probably going to see me cry. I'm one of those really, really emotional and sensitive Scorpios. I run really freaking deep. I really do. When I start talking about stuff, talking from my soul. So be ready for that. It's intense. And that's what it needs to be. Because without being able to feel it, we can't focus on it in order to pass it along to other people, right? So that's kind of the gist of what I want to do. So as far as the cards go, what I thought I would do, and if you guys have suggestions, please leave me some comments because I will read them. I am on the computer all day long. You know I'm going to read them. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Anyway, what I thought I would do for the blah, 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 and hopefully the rest of my videos won't be this long. Sorry about that. Anyway, I wanted to pull like just random general energy, just so we had something to like maybe talk about for a minute, and then I'll let you all go. So what I thought I would do is I wanted to do a pull from this tarot deck, the Tarot Art Nouveau deck from Antonella Castelli. Let me see the... Can you see it? Well, anyway, it's a really beautiful deck. I love this deck. And that's why I collect these, because look at it. They're so beautiful. The artwork on these cards is just outstanding. That's what I like. So anyway, okay, let me shuffle these real quick, and then I'll decide, I guess, 1 or 3 cards. Just as a general, what do we need to know for the greater good, right? What do we need to know for the greater good? I'm cool with that. I can shuffle that would be better. Give me a sec here and I'll shuffle. Just general, the greater good. How can we share light with others? One more. How many cards do you think I should? How many? 3 cards. Sounds good to me. All right. Okay. Today's cards. Let's see what I got here. Put that out of the way. Put this out of the way. First card up. Ooh, check this out. First card up is the Judgment card. What do you know? Like, right? So, I gotta get used to my angles here. Is that a beautiful card or what? I love that. So that's 20, the Judgment card. Okay, come on. If you remember the regular tarot decks, I know you guys watch tarot all day long, just like I do. Regular tarot deck, what's the Judgment card, right? It's the angel, and it's the naked people coming up out of the ground, right? Everybody's being called to judgment. That's totally what I'm like doing, right? We're being called for a greater awakening. There's something that we're being called to do. At least that's how I feel. I'm being called, and I'm calling upon everybody else that feels the tug to, hang out with me, join the channel. Let's get it going. And let's start, living by judgment, right? Because the whole point is we're being, I was never religious. Now I went to church with my grandmother when I was a little kid, right? So I know the story. Excuse me, I have to. I get the story. I get it. Metaphorically speaking, yes, it's all it all ties into a lot of other metaphorical stories. It all means something, yeah. What exactly? Well, no. But what I feel is that a lot of those stories that we learned as children um, were just stories, but they're there to give us guidance. Okay, I'm not going to poo-poo the guidance, okay, because we all need guidance, for God's sake. Um, I'm not even close to perfect, okay? So yeah, we all need guidance. So judgment, thinking about judgment. Judgment is like revelation, right? That's when everybody is being standing in front of what's his face, those pearly gates, right? Whatever the dude's name is, with his checklist, right? And he's like, aha, yeah. Remember when you did this shit and you never, you know, made amends. You never made things right. You left that negative energy out there. You never fixed it. What up with that? Well, what are you going to tell him? Uh, YouTube didn't have that channel yet. Nice try. You guys better pay attention. Seriously. Because the way you treat people, the way we act, the way we are, the way we behave, the way we think, it really does matter. So when your time for judgment comes, make sure that he's like, oh, right here, you're in the VIP, right? Make him escort your ass to the VIP suite over there, and the really pearly golden whatever gates, wherever you think you're going, right? Go to the VIP part where they've got the hot tubs and shit. That's what you want, right? Judgment. Number 2 card is the 6 of Pentacles. That's a pretty card too. The 6 of Pentacles. Now let me picture what the 6 of Pentacles look like. 6 of Pentacles. Okay, Pentacles, I'm thinking of Pentacles. Okay, I see the 5 of Pentacles. Ah, the 6 of Pentacles, yeah. And the regular Rider-Waite Tarot. Is that the one where it's like maybe, maybe not equal give and take? That's another thing I want to do on this channel. We're all learning together, right? We're all learning together. We're all here, same level. Nobody's better than anyone else, right? Okay, but so I don't know these things by heart. Give me a break. So give me a second, because I got my handy dandy book right here, and I'm just pop it open without any names. And I'm just going to look up 6 Pentacles real quick, so we can see what it says. Obviously, we know what Pentacles are. Pentacles are earth energy. So it's all about your practical matters. Job, career, family, home, property, stuff like that, right? Let's see. Pentacles. Let's see. Maybe this book doesn't have such a good. Here we go. Wait, here we go. Sorry. This is called no script, no preparation. Y'all just hang in there with me here. Where did I go? I was on a roll for a second. Pentacles. Here's the 3. Oh, they're backwards. Oh, I was going the wrong way, and never mind. I'm getting there. Yeah. I was right. It is that one. It's like the dude that looks like a merchant, right? And he's holding a scale in one hand, and then he's like dropping coins into one of the beggar's hands below him, right? And so these cards are like that card. used to come up for me in readings when I was having readings done by other people. Um, when I felt, when I felt like I was not being treated fairly. Okay, so whether I was or wasn't, who knows? But I felt. Okay, that's a huge thing right there. I felt like I wasn't being treated fairly. So that's what the Six of Pentacles represents. Okay, um, next to the Judgment card. So let's see what the last card is. Since we're going to put 3 out of this deck. Da-da-da. Ooh, oh. The Queen of Swords. She's pretty, but look at her face. What is she thinking? She doesn't look very happy. You see this. She's like, yeah. Her sword is down. She's just, her sword is down, like at rest. It's like she's like, I don't even want to bother. Kind of like, whatever. Does she look like she's like whatevering it? Queen of Swords. What I'd like to do, that is such a beautiful card. But she has such a very strange contemplative look on her face. And I know swords, air energy, I know they're all about thought, right? Thought clarity. Usually the Queen of Swords in the regular Rider-Waite deck are like, she's like the widow, or she's sharp, decisions, she just cuts right through it and that's it. There's no more. But hold on just a second. This book's falling apart. And we'll see what the regular Rider-Waite meanings are. And then, because I use a few different references when I'm like studying them or whatever, check them out. So I'll do the regular Rider-Waite meanings of the cards, and then I'll do the da-da-da-da-da-da. I'll do the, where this came from? I'll pull out the little booklet from these cards and see what the booklet says, because it's always a little different, I think. So, that would be my phone. Okay, I'll use my phone. Pull it up on my Kindle. My Kindle, not my Ken doll. My Kindle. Thank you. Who said Ken doll? I never played with dolls. Are you kidding? I am the quirkiest of quirks, okay? I don't do dolls. I didn't do dolls when I wanted to play with my brother's army men. Because he made them look like they were way more fun. And so I wanted to always play with them. I always wanted to ride his skateboard. I always wanted to play with his friends. I aspired to be him. Who knew? Yeah. I was never a doll kid. I had in my bedroom that was decorated by my mother, of course. So, you know how that is. Mom decorates her bedroom, so it's all in whatever style she was into. And, it's like cherubs and that kind of shit, right? And there was this picture. I had a vanity, right? This vanity in my room. And there was a picture that hung above the vanity, okay? And it was a old-fashioned lady in a big white frilly lacy dress with a parasol umbrella thingy, it's out there called parasol. And she was always looking straight at me all the time, day and night, all the time. Her eyes never ever stopped staring at me. And I was so freaked out by that. And it wasn't a painting, it wasn't a picture. What it was my mom told me. I don't know if it, who uh, if, I don't know if she had done it when she was a kid or what, where, who was a kid when they did what. But it was a paper doll that had been dressed and then pressed behind glass and put in this picture. So the lady's face was like the face of like from an old-fashioned Spiegel catalog kind of face with the rosy cheeks and everything. But the freaking eyes! And I'm like a little kid, right? And I'm in this room, and these eyes, I had to learn because I had nightmares about that picture for a long time. I had to like really psych myself out as a little kid. I had to learn because I spent a lot of time alone. Um, that's just how kind of our family was. Like we would just. Um, so anyway, yeah, I spent a lot of time alone, and so I had to figure a lot of shit out on my own by myself. And so I learned how to psych myself out to like, if I can't see it, then it's not, then she can't scare me, right? If I'm not having eye contact with her, she can't hurt me. And it worked. I was able to get through it all those years of living in that damn bedroom. There was other weird shit that happened in that house. A lot of weird shit that happened in that house. And as time goes on, hit me up in the comments. And I will give you some stories about stuff that happened in that house. Sorry about that. I get a little off track. See, that's why I have to stick to paper. So anyway, we're going to cards. We're going to read the cards. So the first one we had was Judgment, remember? Number 20. Now there's only like 22, right? After Judgment is the Wheel. No, yeah, 21. There's 22, but 21 is the last one. So Judgment is second to the last. And then the Wheel of Fortune ends up the whole series, right? And then you start all over with At, 0, which is the Fool. And that's always cool to be the Fool, because trying shit is always great, right? You just gotta watch your step, right? Always. Patricia, get to the point. So I'm going to number 20. She can count Judgment. Okay, this is what my reference book that I use in my Kindle, not Kindle. Oh, here's the picture, by the way. That's that. Remember, that's what the regular card looks like. Alright, so anyway, it just stuck. Too much weed. I just wanted. I'm going to read this, kind of paraphrase it, so I'm not like literally infringing copyright. Okay. It's talking about coming to a decision about your past. Let's see. It says, before you can decide on any directions that you're going to go forward, you have to clear up the shit from your past. Duh. Yeah, I would say so. Don't let that stuff linger. And this is stuff, this isn't just for me or you, it's for all of us, right? We're all in the same boat. Come on. The earth is a boat, okay? Just think of it that way. Okay. Sorry. It says that in the upright position, it says that you have in the past acted with integrity, which is nice. You're able to rise up and blow your own trumpet, knowing that you lived a good life. Um, an additional meaning could be that you're possibly in the public eye, or there's some kind of fame coming your way. It could also predict a spiritual awakening, obviously. That's what we want. We want a spiritual awakening, and I think right now there is a tear in the fabric of time and space. And it's happening, whether we like it or not. So you better be freaking ready, okay? That's all I gotta say. Um, so spiritual awakening, you need to wake the freak up. Okay, wake up, see what you got to clear up in your past, even if you have to backtrack like I had to, right? Clear up the clutter, tie up those loose ends. So when you're moving forward, you're on a clean slate and you're able to deliver whatever it is you're giving with integrity, right? So, okay, so that's the upright meaning for judgment that way. And then let me see what the book says on judgment from this. Just take me a momentito, por favor. Thank you very much. Here we go, here we go, here we go. It says the card represents moral renewal. Thank you, yes. Birth, but also closure. Research for an improvement and an examination of one's conscience. Take heed, fellow humans. Okay? Alright, so that's your judgment. Now, the second one was, that's right, the Six of Pentacles. The, I don't know, balance, imbalance, equal give and take? Is the merchant like being, like, here, peasant, or is he being generous? I always question that card. It's like one of those that I'm not really sure I know the real answer to. But let me see what it says in Rider-Waite, generally. And let's see, 6. The I know I'm a goofball. It's okay. It's all right. You don't have to like me. Please love me. No, you don't have to. It's okay. Okay, so, anywho, let me show you the picture so you get what I'm putting down here. Oopsie. Shit. Patricia, pay attention. Okay. There he is. Right? Remember? Okay. So it says, money is possibly coming your way. Ooh, that'd be nice. It's probably just my unemployment check. It might come as a gift or an award. Ooh, who's playing the lottery? Patricia, don't touch the screen. I'm all excited here. It says that obviously, well, geez, yeah. If you get a lot of money, you're going to pay off your debts and stuff, right? You're going to want to pay the piper for all the pipes that you got, I guess, piper. So, yeah, it says paying off your debts. If you've been struggling financially, it's going to turn around. It's a welcome card for that. It may also mean that you're helping somebody. You might be helping somebody financially, or switch it around, somebody might be helping you, right? Same thing. Either way, you're either being supportive of someone, somebody's being supportive of you. It's still generally speaking of a nice card, a positive energy card. And that's what we like, is positive energy, right? So let's just keep the positivity flowing. And if somebody reaches out and asks for help, if you're able to help, doggone help. Don't expect anything in return. And if you need help, reach out and ask for help. Reach out and ask for help. It's important that I used to be like that too. I used to be like, I don't need anybody or anything because I can do it myself because whatever reason. I don't know. I was just going to show them, you know, and well, because I was, things. I had a rough childhood. I mean, I had a great childhood, but emotionally it was tormenting. It was weird. But anyway, you'll get to know me. You'll get to know me. I'm not really that twisted. So anyway, uh, yeah. Anyway, receiving help, giving help. Just remember that. What are they? What's that saying? I know there's all these God cliches, right? Like they're. What is it? But by the grace of God go I, something like that. So, but just remember, like, you know what? If you're doing good right now, bully for you. And you better look up and you better raise your freaking hands to the sky and you better say, thank you. Thank you. Because shit changes just like that. And you know it. Okay, so that's your 6 of Pentacles, right? Now let's see what the little booklet says about that. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. La 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 la. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, here we go. Pentacles. You like my music? I can hum a few bars. The lightly resigned attitude of the maid, because remember this is a different picture. The lightly resigned attitude of the maid is the symbol of acceptance of choices and of necessary actions which have to be done. So she's kind of just like, wow, this sucks. I don't like being in those positions when I have to resign myself to like the status quo. I'm not good at that. I'm not good at that at all. So take it however, either Rider Waite way or Art Nouveau way, but that's unfortunate. Maybe she's like in this card, she's like the beggar. Like this is how it is right now. But stuff changes, it flips. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I guess that's the message. And then the third one again was, oh yeah, the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords, let's find her here. So Rider Waite, there's the beautiful woman right there. Oh, come on, focus. There you go. Queen of Swords, air, right? Incisive, that was the freaking word I couldn't remember. Incisive. Okay. Remember now, court cards, queens and kings usually represent a person, but they could also represent an energy or a situation. But if it represents a person, the queen is highly ambitious. Her sign is Libra. She assesses very quickly all aspects of a situation. She's quick to try to get to the truth because that's the most important thing. I like that. Truth. Even, oh, I like that. Even other than getting to just the truth of the matter, she's also needing to get to the underlying psychological motivations for people's actions and attitudes. That's interesting. She's good at numbers. She has a lot of life experience. She's a strong woman. She is still willing to take risks. Risks are fun sometimes. So take them. We only live once. I'm doing it. How would it, right? Right? Let's see. I don't know what this. She does not suffer fools gladly. I don't know what that means. Look it up. God, don't you love the internet, man? That is the tree of knowledge right there. Tree. Let's see. The tree of good and evil, knowledge and good. It's that tree. The web. It's the tree of knowledge, and you know what? We have to take advantage of it because they try to suppress knowledge. Okay, they try to suppress things in order to keep the power to themselves. That's what part of this is too. I mean, I'm into the occult. Okay, don't let that word scare you. It just means the hidden. Okay, what's hidden? I mean, they do a stool sample on people and it's an occult. It says so. If you work in a lab, you know. Come on. It's what's hidden. And a lot of generations, a lot of generations have been hiding a lot of information from us because they don't want us to know. Some of us can't handle it. Some of us will abuse it, like some people that are in power now. And don't think that they don't know, because they know. They abuse it. And they'll burn, but you know what? We may never get to see it. That's the drag about karma. We don't always get to see it. I like to watch. So anyway, yeah, I did say something about the widow of the queen. Sorry, I got off track again. If she's an influence, she offers wisdom and intelligence, perspective, and she assists us in seeing the bigger picture. We get the clarity that we need, right? And I guess, yeah, that's it for her on Rider-Waite knowledge. Now let's see what it says in the little book, where she was like born from. No, is that a void? Born? I can't even say it right. I'm trying to say it wrong. Swords. Okay. Queen. The indifferent, remember we said she has a very indifferent look on her face. The indifferent expression, wait, I lost my place. The indifferent expression of the armed sovereign, okay, is the symbol of malice, falsity, and disgrace. The card also represents a lonely woman, a widow, sadness, and melancholy. I think I like the Rider-Waite better. So those are the three cards. So you've got Judgment, right? So you're being called for something. You're being told to clean up your clutter because you've got to move forward. You've got to you've got to be ready. You've got the Six of Pentacles. Maybe that's telling you that some of your clutter is something from your past that maybe somebody needed your help and you wouldn't help them. I don't know. Maybe some of you, maybe that happened. Maybe you were called to help someone and you couldn't help them. Not that you could and you just chose not to, but you just couldn't because you didn't have the financial backing to help them. You just couldn't help them. Or maybe you reached out and asked somebody for help and they, slammed the door on your hand. No, they didn't do that. They slammed the door on your hand. No, they didn't do that. But you know what I'm saying? Maybe it was reversed. But Judgment with this and then the Clarity card at the end with the Queen. We all need to look inside ourselves and figure out what it is that we need to clean up from our past. We all need to look inside ourselves, find the clarity that we need to figure out why we're in the spot that we're in right now, why that person acted the way they did right now. I mean, there's all kinds of ways of looking at these meanings, right? Um, the way to use them as a tool in your life is to figure out what it is specifically in your life that's making you feel like you're needing to come to channels like this to figure shit out, right? It's all about going inside yourself. It's telling you judgment's coming. Clean up your back, clean up your yard. If you can help people, help them, because really that's what life is about. Is giving. It's not about receiving. I swear to you. I thought it was, Christmas and all. I mean, come on. I mean, us kids were, come on, birthdays, Christmas, and we're like, spoiled and we're put on these pedestals and shit, right? So, like, you grow up thinking you're entitled and stuff. We're not entitled. Okay. If you can give. That is the purpose, is giving love, giving of ourselves to people that are in situations where they need a hand up, The day that I got the call that my dad was sick and dying, I almost had a gun in my hand to my head, right? So just don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't think that you'll never be in a dark place, or don't think that other people just want to take. No, there are some that do, but most people are just not as lucky or as fortunate as other people. You got to keep that in mind. And then your queen, you know what? That's it right there, the clincher. Keeping a level head, making sure that you see things clearly, being incisive. If it ain't working for you, cut it out. You know what I'm saying? So that makes sense to me. It's all about sharing the love. I want to do one more thing. These cards are done. Thank you very much. Those are such beautiful cards. Thank you, Art Nouveau cards. Thank you for your service today. I wanted to also do just one, please, because these are such pretty oracle cards. See, they're like my almost favorites because I got a gazillion of them. I think I'm about at 30 right now total. Spirit of the Animals Oracle by Jody Bergsma. Okay, so I just wanted to do just one quick. I just wanted to pull one animal oracle. So we can just see for today. And then after this one, hopefully, what is this going to be, like an hour long? Oh, yikes. Yeah, I got to hurry. And then it's going to take all night to just upload. Hopefully moving forward, we will not have as long as videos. But let's make them eventful. Please like, share, subscribe. Get everybody on board, so we can make this like an army of light workers. Really, that's what it is all about. It's about being a light worker. I mean, I know it sounds funky, and I'm not into labels, like I said, but that's what we're doing. We're spreading light. We're trying to teach people how to focus on positive energy instead of negative energy. I wanted to read a couple pages or page off of my website about the 5 energies, but I'll do that next time. That'll be our focus of the next video I do. So I'm not a professional card dealer here, so I'm just shuffling a little bit here. Okay, here we go. Let me cut these babies and I'll get a card. Oh, no, it already picked one for us. So look at what we have. Grizzly Bear Power. There we go. What a pretty card. I love these cards. It says, I am indestructible, righteous. I honor my intuition and go where it leads. Intuition is important, people. Pay attention. Love and gentleness are my real strength. I never give up. I will succeed. OMG. Ah, that's beautiful. Now, they have a book too. That's the saying that's on the card. But there's a little bit more. So let me read that really quick and then I'll let y'all go, okay? This is the grizzly bear. Let me find him here real quick. He's beautiful with that luscious meal in his mouth. Okay. It says, the grizzly bear is a tremendous totem for strength and wisdom. A person with this totem is an old soul. Oh my God, that just gave me chills, okay? A person with this totem is an old soul with many lessons already learned. Let me hold this up while I'm reading this because this is just beautiful. Okay, got it? Let's see that old bear crunching on his fish. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Okay. Awakened intuition and introspection combine with primordial power in grizzly people. In winter, bears hibernate and birth their young while sleeping and dreaming. One of the most dedicated mothers in the wild, Grizzly shows fierce protection and tenderness toward her young. How sweet. Look it over. See it. I'm all lopsided, okay. Grizzly bears emerge in spring with new wisdom from the dream time, which gives the grizzly person a strong link to spirit. That's important. They are often the chosen totem of the shamans. That's interesting. Another obvious lesson from Grizzly is their need for time alone. What do you know? Kind of like a hermit. Bear mastery reaches full potential only after many lives dedicated to the inner journey, just like the hermit. At that time, the soul bursts into the light and becomes a blessing to all who are fortunate enough to know and be loved by these incredible beings. I'm going to cry. That is freaking beautiful. That's the whole message of this. That's the whole message here, okay? That's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be growing. We're supposed to be growing within ourselves, growing in love, growing in compassion, growing in all those positive things, growing in light, growing in energy. So as our energy vibration gets higher, we're ascending, right? And that light that we're generating, we have to pass it on. That's the torch. That's our job. It's just Scorpio nature. That's what I know I have to do, and I think that it's something us as human beings all have to do. It's just something that we should be focused on. So anyway, moving forward, please, please, please. One more time, I'm going to say it. I don't like repeating myself and don't like sounding like everybody else on YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe so at least we can keep this channel going, and leave me some comments and give me some ideas on topics that we can discuss. And next time, I promise we'll go into more details about the specific energies and all of their aspects and how they relate to the different tarot cards. Phew! That wasn't so bad after all. Thanks, you guys. Have a good one. Peace, love, and light to all. Bye. Bye.